XRP in moving money. We're also going to talk price action at the end, along with a bunch of unlocks and a bunch of purchases by whales. Goldman Sachs issues a warning to the market, and
I say lots of naughty things, so here's your warning.
And we've also got a Ripple announcement to share with you, and you know the deal. Green on the screen, green on my background to keep the rally going. But before we get into the crypto news, your comments come first because you, the viewer, matter most. Marv XRP Martian, love the name, says Sailor. No tariffs on orange dots. What a moron. Cash out and then tell me what the capital gains tax equals. I totally agree with you. Well done on that. That's right. Sell your BTC or your crypto and you tell me what the cap gains are. My Cars thought says there really isn't any reason for Ripple to IPO right now. I completely agree with you. There is no reason for Ripple to IPO. They should stay private. Billy0429 says China has no leverage here. US can buy from someone else or just make it themselves. But if the US is to make it themselves, it's going to take some time to build those plants. Bitcoin sitting at 84,875. Big news today to share with you. ETH 1671 and happy Monday, everyone. 215 is the price of XRP, while BNB's at 591. Sui's at 233, while Doge is at 16.5. Who's going to cave first in the 2025 tariff wars? Is it going to be Trump in the USA or China? Right now, over 1,500 of you have voted and said China is going to cave first. Oh, Sailor and his orange dots. Well, he's got more of them. Why? Because Sailor Strategy acquires 3,459 BTC for $286 million. By the way, Sailor's having a little bit of trouble raising some money. That's right. He raised $286 million, not billion, everyone. This is bringing Sailor's total to 531,000 BTC, valued at around $45 billion. This purchase was done between April 7th and the 13th at an average price of 82,000 BTC. This latest purchase follows a one-week pause in which the company reported an unrealized loss of $6 billion in their BTC holdings. Sailor, come on now. Crypto outflows hit $795 million as Trump's tariffs weigh heavy on investor sentiment. We're going to talk about outflows a little bit later, but first we're going to go into Metaplanet, the Japanese version of Strategy, now holding more BTC. That's right, they hold 4,525. They bought some more. In just a few months, Metaplanet has acquired half of its gold to boost its Bitcoin stash, which argued would be around 10,000 BTC by the end of 2025. In an X post dated April 14th, hey, that's today, that's breaking news, that's why you hit the subscribe button, the CEO of Metaplanet said the company acquired another BTC, 319 of them, for the price of $26 million. Here's that announcement on X. World Liberty Financial, you know the Trump ties, launches their USD1 stablecoin. World Liberty Financial Inc. has discreetly introduced its USD1 stablecoin, marking a significant step in its decentralized finance ambitions. The USD1 is designed to maintain a one-to-one peg with the US dollar, offering stability in a volatile crypto landscape. I'm bringing this up because we're supposed to be getting stablecoin regs this month, except the problem is these players are going to be hanging out in their districts, not in the hill, for the next several weeks. So what it looks like is this. If we're lucky, and I mean super lucky, like you've been good noodles, like good noodles for Christmas type thing, we might get stablecoin votes at the end of this month. If not, we're going to get it in May. All right? So you've got that stablecoin action going on. What else do I got for you? Ripple announcement. Yeah. Happy Monday morning to y'all. I've got lots of news for you. I'm trying to earn your subs. Ripple Europe MD confirms the Euro stablecoin on XRPL. Ecosystem news for you, and then we're going to get into more specific XRP talk-a-roni. The Ripple Europe MD made the announcement during a panel session at Paris Blockchain Week. Notably, the Société Générale's digital asset subsidiary, Sogen Forge, will lead the initiative. In her commentary, Craddock highlighted Ripple's growing influence in the European digital asset space. She noted that the stablecoin initiative reflects a broader trend of institutional adoption across Europe. It's not just Europe, it's the entire world, because stablecoins are super easy to regulate. Basically, no one wants algorithmic ones. They all want things that are one-to-one backed with monthly attestation reports. This trend accelerated following clarity provided by the EU markets and crypto assets, MiCA. Ripple's collaboration with SoGen Forge began with custody solutions, but has since expanded to stablecoin issuers. Craddock noted, we partnered with SoGen Forge initially around custody, and now we're more broadly issuing on their EuroCV stablecoin on XRP Ledger. Oh, good ecosystem news for you. Goldman Sachs warns of some market volatility, low liquidity. Oh, okay. Why we're having low liquidity? Because players are parking their cash on the sidelines until we know what's happening with tariffs, until we know what's happening with regs, and until we know what's happening with rates. Yeah, there's a whole bunch of reasons to park cash on the sidelines. While light investor positioning could create more room for further gains if economic or policy outlooks improve, markets are not fully pricing in the elevated risk of a recession, costing caution. He added that the realized volatility of the S&P 500 has surged to levels last seen during the COVID-19 pandemic, with the VIX volatility index briefly spiking to 52 earlier in the week. Ooh. Dramatic swings of the S&P 500. We've seen the NASDAQ, we've seen the Dow Jones, we've seen the crypto markets all doing that. Yeah, volatility. And remember, this is an Easter week. So expect a lot of that action going up until what? Up until the end of the week where it calms down, because then players are going to be on an Easter break. Where are you going for this Easter? I don't even know if I'm going to have anyone over this Easter because I'm honestly not feeling that well. Tukriam CEO says, I like XRP. It'll be used as a tool in the future to move money. Why not use it as a tool right now to move money? I'm sharing this with you because of the whole ETF action, okay? Now, the ETF action, this is done over the counter, so this doesn't help us out at all. I'm talking about the retail market. But there's some quotes in here I wanted to share with you, and then we're going to talk some XRP price talk. Basically, it says this. I happen to really be an XRP fan. This is coming from Gilberti. He described XRP as possessing a good use case and labeled it very legitimate, further expressing his respect for the team behind the project, remarking that they're smart people and I like the asset. It's a friendly atmosphere, and now there's more positivity with the SEC. By the way, I've got the interview right here. It's really short. It's only 1:25. I don't want to get any like copyright stuff like that, so I'm going to have this and all the other articles linked down below. So if you have the time, 1:25 to be exact, you're welcome to watch it. And he says, there's enough XRP out there, and the system's already built. Bullish news? By the way, my Twitter information is also linked down below. I've been very naughty on Twitter as of lately. All right, this is the outflows I was talking about right here, okay? Nothing too crazy, okay? Nothing too crazy, but we would rather have inflows than outflows. Watch what happens, though, when I zoom out to the 1 year, okay? You see this really bad one here? This was the historic outflow that we had at the end of February. Since then, we've had little trickle outflows, like little ones, like you take a drink of water, like you see right here, and it just kind of like little dribbles out of your mouth, like just a little bit of drool, nothing crazy. Like you went to the dentist and you know you kind of got a little bit of Novocaine, so now you're drooling a little bit. That's what we're seeing, okay? Mind you, the markets have been mostly inflows, so don't let a little bit of this negativity pee in your Cheerios. We're still in good shape overall. In terms of volume for the market, okay, we knew it was going to be off. It has been off here for the last several weeks because the hysteria has honestly been kind of dulled down a little bit. Overall volume is at 86 billion. Let's zoom into XRP. This is the interesting story right here, okay? XRP, one of the few in the market that's actually performing well. And you're like, Klaus, what do you mean performing well? XRP is holding north of $2. If you look at the yearly chart of almost every other crypto out there in the top 20, their yearly chart does not look anything like this. They've got massive price erosion from say mid-January on, where XRP looks like it's holding fairly strongly from that point on. Right now we're sitting at $2.16. Volume is at $3.8 billion. Let's go to those candlesticks to see if anything jumps out at us. We're going to go to the 15-minute and take a little look-a-roni right here. You can see at the 10th of April, yes, we were sub $2. And again, easy to buy XRP under $2 because we get that opportunity here every couple of weeks. But we've seen we got rejected here at that 225 mark. So right now the markets are telling us, look, We're not ready for $2.25 XRP, but we're definitely happy with XRP above the $2 mark. Now, earlier with Goldman Sachs and their S&P 500, along with their crypto market volatility index, that means what? We gotta be ready for volatility warnings this week with XRP, especially if we have low volume and a little bit of volatility action going on. Then you could see some wild swings based on that low volume. But right now for XRP, I've got my alert set at 225 on the high side and 205 on the low side. Will we get any major announcements this week? Well, we know we're not going to get anything with stables, okay? In terms of the SEC, I doubt we're going to hear anything big, monstrous coming out of the SEC. The big one, though, that I think a lot of us are waiting for is China, United States, Trump tariff battle. I'm going to have this link down below so that you can vote for it. Yep, vote so you can let me know who's going to cave in first, because this is the big thing right now that the markets are waiting for in order to let us know what direction we're going to go with. This is having a bigger pull than what the Fed is going to do. This is bigger than CPI data. And right now, this is what all eyes are looking for to see. Are we building domestic or are we still ordering internationally? What are we doing? Well, we're going to find out soon, because sooner or later, one of these two superpowers are going to cave, and then we're going to start getting the market clarity of what we want to do. But for now, hey, we're excited. We got a little bit of XRP positivity. We got a little bit of XRPL usage here with a little bit of euro-backed stablecoin launch. We got some support above in the $2 range. Volume for XRP is still there at $3.8 billion, which is well above where we were before the election time. So overall, this is really good news. Hence the green in my background and the green up on the screen. Yeah, let's keep the rally green in the background going throughout this week, and hopefully it gives us a little bit of luck to get into Easter with some green. Anyone doing a little bit of Easter egg hunting this weekend? I might get a little bit of toasty and have the wife hide some eggs in the old monstrous backyard and see if I can find them baked erroneous. Or I'll just hide some dog treats back there and see if the dogs can find them. You know, a little bit of Easter fun. But right now, the market is big into stables. You're seeing players all over the place launch stables, and it makes sense. Stables are going to be easy to regulate, and the banks like stables. It's easy to move money with stables, and you don't have to worry about the volatility of stables. You just got to make sure that you back them correctly and that you do your monthly report saying, hey, they're actually backed one-to-one with things like, you know, like dollars and cash equivalents and stuff like that. Now, in terms of XRP, hey, I'm happy with this. Now, I know. I've been reading the comments, and a lot of you out there are like, bro, this is boring. We're floating around the $2 mark, blah, blah, blah. We're not at the $3 mark. I get that. But, yo, we were at like 50 cents for the longest time, 30 cents for the longest time. And here we are holding our value while others out there are struggling to maintain. So for me, I am totally cool with this. Would I love to be greedy at the $3 mark with XRP? You bet your butt I would. Especially on a Monday where I don't feel good at all. But you know what? We're above the $2 mark, and time again, we've seen XRP get tested and pass those tests. Yeah, do we dip below $2, providing us opportunities to buy? Yeah. But then all of a sudden we bounce back up, and here we are again. 215, 216 mark right there for us. So, upset that we're below 3? Sure. But I'm happy that we're above 2. I'm happy that the volume is holding. And I'm happy that there's still a bunch of news excitement floating around XRP. So, we're going to keep the background green. We're going to keep this rally going. And we're going to keep it going through Easter. Why? Because there might be a little bit of volatility action going on. So choo-choo what? Choo-choo bitches is what?